Hello and welcome to this We All Love Leeds, the show where we discuss our love of Leeds United. You're joined by me, Mr. Tom. At some point, hopefully you'll be joined by Mr. Ben, although he is, I assume he's a bit tired because he became a step granddaddy. So I'm sure he won't mind me saying, and he's probably tired. So I'm assuming he's a nap or something, but it's okay. It's okay. Hope everyone that's watching is well. We had a gentleman in earlier on. I'm assuming he's doing a Plymouth reference with Charles Dickens didn't love Leeds. He says, a dark and odious place where even the sheep are black with soot. In fairness, that's not a bad description. That is true. That is true. Because although I support Leeds, I'm not from Leeds. So, you know. But Scooby D2, welcome. Also with a comment, Finger the Duck for England. I do think Finger the Duck should have been selected, but the reality is he's a duck, so wasn't selected. It's a sad day, sad day. Also, congratulations for Ben. And Pink Cushion, welcome. Haven't seen you for a while, sir. Hope you're well. With Do I Have to, Scooby? I assume that's in reference. Oh, I thought it was more of a declaration than a request, but or demand. Anyway, so probably Pink Cushion. So yeah, as you can see above, 2 goals, 1 goal, went all right. Okay, I'll see you next week. No, I'm joking, of course, joking. Start the way I usually start. It gives people time to filter in, I suppose. The millions of viewers we have, and we appreciate, of course. So we'll go with the Mr. Ben sponsored Sunday roast. How you doing, you handsome bastard? You must be talking to Ian. There's one of those. I'm going grey. My beard's going grey. It's just it's troubling. It's troubling to me. I shall do my patriotic duty. You should. Also in the house, Anders, all the way from Sweden. That's how far Leeds goes, some would say. Well, not some would say, Anders would say. Part of the Scandinavian Leeds fan club. I know there's one in Norway, so I don't know. Actually, there's one in Denmark, isn't there? Because the guy from Game of Thrones is part of it. He played Jaime Lannister. So I saw him. He did a. Excuse me while I remember this. He went on. It was either Fallon or Kimmel. It was one or two in America. And he's there to obviously talk about Game of Thrones or whatever he was doing. And he starts talking about Marcelo Bielsa. And he's like, the audience have to listen because they have to be polite and all that. And they're probably all sitting there going, what's he talking about? But yeah, it was. If you can look for it out there, it exists. Definitely exists. Jimmy's here. Fat Frank to Norwich rumour had me giggling. Imagine how big he would get after a season of Delia's cooking. Where are you, Frank? But they won, so they staved off that bit of. What's worse, being managed by David Wagner or Frank Lampard? Well, I mean, we know the answer is Frank Lampard, but it's still not great in either hand, is it? If we're being fair. Hello, Anders stuff. So anyway, as I did say, the Sunday roast, a bit of light mockery, of course. So there was a big game today in the Premier League, the league we ostensibly want to get back into. So you get El Clasico, but today in the Premier League you had El Plastico. And to be fair, bloody great game of football, wasn't it? I mean, but it did cause Pep to make this phone call. I need 500 million, Daddy Sheik, immediately. So I'm paraphrasing. That's probably what he's saying. He might have also been ringing up for a Domino's. I don't know. Other pizza takeaway providers are out there, or exist, or might vary, whatever the thing is you've got to say so you don't get shot on. Seen the score, not watched the highlights. It was a busy old game, let's say. Is it too soon to start on Spurs? I wanted to make a meme, but this is already a joke. But you want to see jokes? Check out their formation against Chelsea on Monday night. Brave, they'll say. Anyway, but I've got the alternative footage of Vicario in the Spurs goal, staring down the Chelsea attack. Papa Hart, yeah. But as you know, I do take mental health seriously. So if there are any Spurs fans find their way in here, call this number. You're feeling down, alone, unloved. 0800 10 10 10, which actually translates to 0800 1-0 1-0 1-0. So call it if football's really stressing you that much. But we're quickly going to go to Newcastle for Saturday morning, where Tonali is been quoted as saying never back the early kickoff. What was the final score? Watched about 3-2 to Chelsea. I did not call that score. I said it would be 3-0 to Man City. So I was wrong, quite frankly. Yeah, never back the early kickoff. Thank you, John. Because in the early kickoff, the favourites lost. Calling Spurs favourite is a bit silly, but anyway. But I've got a live footage of what happened in Wolves versus Spurs in animal form. Credit to Mark McKenzie for sending me that. You may know him as Spawny Mark. But yeah, anyway. Here's Spurs on the left is in the first 10 games. Spurs on the right is in the last 2 games. Yep. But went on countdown and they asked for 9 letters for embarrassment. Just saying. Thank you. Also, this is early footage of Spurs' new kit next season. A new away kit, of course. Don't hate me. I'm just providing the news. Satirical, of course. Mark sobered up. He must have been lashing it hard. He had a good day. I think it's fair to say. Yeah. Let's just say he was especially friendly in all the group chats. So don't blame him. He should be thrilled. The Simpsons were getting in on the act with they basically depicted the Spurs trophy room, which is where all their fans go to cry. It's a cavernous place. Cavernous. Last one on Spurs, and I promise I'll leave them alone for another week. You can take Kane out of Spurs, but you can't take the Spurs out of Spurs. Yes. Whatever that says, it is that, Ian. I'm going to guess it's Oedipus. But it's probably not. Anyway. Who to pick on next? Who do we usually? We usually have a set. That's usually Spurs. Then whoever loses in the big. Let's go. Let's pick on Núñez because we all saw that. We all heard about that performance down at the old. Is it still called Kenilworth Road? I don't know if they sponsored I don't know if it's now called the JD Sports Mike Ashley sponsor stadium or whatever, or Luton Airport Stadium or whatever. Anyway. It was a reference to that, and I tied it in with Spurs. Yeah. It's true. For satire purposes, of course. Here's Darwin Núñez's attempt at frying an egg, which can also be coupled in with his Darwin Núñez before he was a footballer. Yeah, That wouldn't surprise me. Says, yeah. Quite exactly right. Even Luton's Twitter were getting in on the act. I missed the summer. Not the only thing you missed, mate. Just saying. I just find these things. I don't know. Anyway. One of my friends changed their screensaver to Nunes, and then within about an hour, they'd already missed 4 calls. Just satire. That's if Nunes was a beer. One more on him. This is what he would do if he was a doctor. Just saying. More Liverpool specific. Can anyone recommend a quiet fan to use at night, please? I need one to sleep, and the 2 I bought based on reviews sound like fighter planes whooshing past. Chris Riding said Liverpool fans are pretty quiet at the moment. Just saying. That's Bamford's Jizz in a Glass. Though, without even looking at the name, that is obviously written by the fingertip stylings of Mr. Sam Greenwood. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show. Hello. Interview. Jurgen Klopp was quoted as saying, "What do you mean? What went wrong? We thought because we were playing to lose that we had to lose." Just saying. That's him. That's not me. He said that. But I've got something very special for you all now. I've got live. Well, it's not live, but I've got footage from 1968. The Beatles defending a free kick. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Lennon is clearly the one who they don't rate the most. He's the Calvin Phillips role, where they can basically afford for you to take ages to get up off the floor because you're not going to affect anything. Anyway, that's enough on Liverpool. Let's go to another one of the teams that I love. It's Man United. And this is what we call in football self-harming, club self-harming, which obviously in reality don't do and get help if you need to, but Man United just insist on doing it to themselves. Live footage of Man United players lining up for training. That's probably true. That's also probably true as well. Mason Mount was interviewed as saying, "My mate Maguire told me to join because you get paid loads for being shite." I know, amazing. I think I may have dug this one out before, but anyway, 2 things that are useless in Europe. And hello, Ange, thank you for that. Hit the likes. I mean, I don't care if you do, but I appreciate her saying that. 2 things that are useless. Yeah. Bad Pennywise audition. It certainly is. Chloe Knowles said, "What wears red and likes being destroyed?" To which she said, "Man United." So I don't think she was being PG, but he twisted it. You see, like he did the yeah. Anyway, yeah. Can you manage? Nah, I don't want the Man United job. But as we said again about mental health, whenever you feel a little down and think, what's the point? Remember, there's a person out there that actively chose to support Manchester United. Just saying. We've all got problems, but not like that. Yeah, exactly. Man United lost 4-3 against FC Copenhagen. If you've never heard of them before, they were just a small club from Manchester. But in all seriousness, obviously, that's just a joke at the expense of Manchester United for losing to a team from Denmark. But I actually think they should be mocked for losing to a team that had a masked goalkeeper that wears shorts that don't fit. That's not my opinion. That's I'm just. Then Ten Hag said, "I bet I'll get blamed for this." You kind of did. You kind of did. Thank you, sir. Man United players have been banned from owning dogs as they are incapable of holding on to a lead. I actually think it's cruel putting dogs in that kit. Whoever owns those dogs should be checked into immediately. Like, don't punish the dog for your own poor choices. But is that Zorro getting ready to be? Yes. Oh, did they? Feckin' buzzing. Got a couple of Danish pals too. One is from Copenhagen. They were probably partying in the streets of Lurpak tonight. Lurpak Danish? Can't remember. Anyway. Excuse me. So, just to slow it down a bit. Philip Schofield was offered to become the next manager of Manchester United. Schofield turned the job down because he stated it might ruin his reputation. I don't know if I'm allowed to post that, but we'll find out. No, they'll be in India, in the pub. Oh, so they're from Copenhagen, but they're not in. Okay. Butter, beer, bacon. Butter, beer. Sorry. Butter, bacon, crab beer. Denmark's biggest exports. Well, if they made exports, they'd probably be the best. Yeah, you got it. My last one, okay, and it's nothing to do with anything, it just made me laugh. I'm sure many of you have heard it before, but in case you haven't, here's a story of legend you might enjoy or not. Oliver Kahn once played in a penalty shootout against a group of 9-year-olds. For every penalty scored by the kids, money was given to a charity. Reports say that Kahn saved every penalty. So you heard it here first. Oliver Kahn said, "Fuck those kids." Fuck those kids. Just saying. Danes brew some cracking beer, apparently, but just don't get it. Just like many of my jokes. Anyway. My other favourite thing about Oliver Kahn, notoriously, he did not get along with legendary German defender Lothar Matthäus. But in his autobiography, he said that he was on the next page, he was going to list the good qualities of Lothar Matthäus. And you turn the page and it's blank. Genuinely true. Carlsberg is much better than Carlin. Nothing wrong with Carlsberg. At all. Well, I suppose I should get into the reason we're actually here rather than me joshing and roasting the other teams for their poor performances. Oh, and someone's going to go, "Oh, Man United won 4 games out of 5. Yeah, they beat the 3 promoted clubs and Fulham. They should win those, and they didn't particularly win any of them convincingly. They might beat from Korea, I've already forgot, but you know what I mean. They still deserve roasting. They're both shy. And I love Matthäus. He was. Kahn was the only player in FIFA and FM that wouldn't let them use his real name and likeness before Germany followed suit later. Comes across as a bit of a twat. He does, but he does make for some great stories. It is strange. What annoys me, sorry, not to make this a Football Manager podcast, not podcast, internet show, you know what I mean. I hate that they don't have the likenesses for the national team, because then that means the national team's never bad, because just their bog standard grade out players are always going to qualify for tournaments. Whereas at least like England could, in theory, not have a good crop of players come through. But so it's like Germany are cheating basically by not allowing their players in, like, you pricks. But we got our own back because one of your clubs got Brendan Aronson. So again, anyway. So this was the Leeds starting lineup: Meslier, Gray, Byram, Cooper, Rodon, Ampadu, Kamara, Daniel James, Crescencio Somerville, the man with the greatest name on earth. But second only is Jorginho Ruter. Although when he's good, he's Ruter, and when he's bad, he's Rutter. So this year, a lot he's been Ruter. And then Joel Pirou. Okay, wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. Stellar the plot. My favourite Belgian beer is Leffe. Is it Leffe or Leffe? Proper, it's the spot. I actually enjoy, my actual favourite is John Smith's, but lager, I enjoy Cobra. Non-gassy, good stuff. Cruz Campo is my new favourite beer. Welcome to Russ Morgan. Thank you for joining us, sir. And then a special winter warmer extra beer. Oh, AAS special is a winter warmer extra beer. It's very nice, about 6% as well. Well, welcome to We All Love Leeds and Beers, apparently. Oh, excellent. Thank you. So the Leeds formation, I feel like it's like Groundhog Day because we generally play the same players every week in the same places. But just quickly before I go back to that, I'm just gonna go just hover over the names on the subs bench if you can. Yeah, magic may happen. We'll find out. Spoilers, magic's about to happen. Anyway, and we don't usually do this, but for anyone who wonders, who actually plays for Plymouth? These lads play for Plymouth. Nothing against them either. It feels very snobbish and Premier League-y, because where we were in the Premier League for 3 years, you sort of don't pay much attention to the Championship. So then when you do play a team that's been promoted from League One, you don't know half the team. But anyway, not really a fan of wheaty beers. Norwegian, same city as Odegaard. It's pronounced arse, yeah. A lot better than the bench this time last year. That's a fair point, Jimmy. It's a lot stronger. Sam, you eat a lot of, yeah, I can believe that. Leffe has got crap, no longer imported. Week or two, must have got popular. I like things always get crap and they get more popular. I fully expect this podcast to get crap once we achieve about 8 viewers. Oh, wait a minute. Anyway, sorry. I'll feel famous then. Arspin, English, think that, Ors. Okay. So, game kicks off. First 20 minutes, Leeds waste chance after chance after chance, because of course we do, we're Leeds. And Ruter goes down in the box. Ref don't even really have time to think about it because Plymouth come away with the ball, in my opinion, not a penalty. Because I think him, Nonto and Somerville need to learn. You don't get the decisions that you get through just being tapped with a VAR watching. You just don't. And but to be fair, the ball comes. The Plymouth player that runs out with the ball is immediately tackled by a camera, and he pings the ball out to Daniel James. Daniel James is eyeing up the goal. Daniel James buries it into the corner. Goal from Dan. All well and good, yeah? Has it got that little circle above the A? Brew my own beer. I have 23-litre bucket. Was it milliliter bucket? I don't know. Perot should have had that trick. All round to Russ's ass. Party time. Yes. I like the second goal. 7 minutes later, Somerville presses. First, let's state the obvious. Plymouth did not. They knew we were going to press them, but knowing we were going to press them and actually being impressed is obviously two different things. And Somerville wins the ball, gives it to Pirou, who immediately then plays back in Somerville, who then waits for Pirou to run outside of him, and then Pirou just basically buries it through the goalkeeper's legs, got an obvious Megs when you see it from behind the goal, and goal, 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 goal. Not bad. Not bad at all. Anytime, it's my Christmas stash. Traditionally, before that little circle, words with the same pronunciation, had two A's, pronounced the same. Welcome to We All Love Norwegian Language Lessons with Sam Greenwood. Interesting, to be fair to him. And 6 weeks to Christmas, trying to make another batch, and then Russ inviting to a Slough gang. Yeah. Generous of him. So obviously we go in half time 2-0 up, and dare I say cruise control, very comfortable with respect to the opposition. So we come out second half, and unfortunately Sam Byram picks up an injury. But when you're playing a right back at left back, and then that right back at left back gets injured, who do you call on? Sorry to anyone who has epilepsy, but that's yeah. Junior Firpo was brought on, and to anyone who doesn't know, this is Junior Firpo making absolute mincemeat of Mbappe while he was playing for Barcelona. To leave that just to people to bring on you. You was certainly going to bring that up, Sam. Your free kick yesterday was exquisite. I don't know how you did it from sitting on your sofa, but you did. It was outstanding, but not more outstanding than Junior actually making Mbappe almost laugh with the fact that he's being just made mincemeat of by Junior Firpo. Like, when you're that outmatched, all you can do is grin. But unfortunately, though, the only other thing of note other than that, which really is the most important thing of our season thus far, is that Firpo's back, is Firpo gets stitched up or out wide. Okay, I've seen people blaming him on social media, and they are wrong. They are wrong to blame him. Daniel Farker wants his left back and right back to push up the pitch, and we've basically attacked the whole game. So of course he's going to end up out the pitch, and then it's on the pivot to basically the pivot and the centre back to cover them going forwards. They failed to do that. Ampadu caught out. Cooper's not fast enough to basically cover for it. So then that ball basically gets sent straight into a Wayne, what's his name? Ben Wayne. And it's not Wayne spelled like Bruce Wayne. W-A-I-N-E. Ben Wayne. Ben Wayne. Tapped it in. And nervous, I think it was fair to say. It was like watching your phone, like to watch the score. It felt like you were watching a pot that never boils, but is only, if it changes, it's only going to say that Plymouth have scored again. Fortunately, they did not. Anyway, sad plot. Yeah. Mbappe is thinking, I bet this mug will be at Leeds soon. Look at him. How dare you? Fucking dare you. Snail dogging session. Horrible tackle. Firpo thought this would be out for months again. Almost gave a sigh of how Jimmy. How dare you say this about our greatest ever player? Yeah, I said what I said. I want to go first, Russ. I don't want sloppy seconds. Ben Wayne, alias Buttman. How do you come to that conclusion, Mr. Ian? That would be like me saying, Joe Bloggs, aka Anal Sex King. Don't understand it. Anyway. Too far. Sorry, I'm Sam Greenwood in it. But Leeds Twitter was just aghast with excitement at this turn of events. In the traditional way of tweeting when you've conceded a goal, where it goes like you're all like, yeah, we've scored. Oh yeah, let's have them pulling like their Paul Pogba dab faces and all that too. Yeah, the other team scored, didn't it? Now, I know you're all thinking, well, what are they meant to do? Well, they're meant to do that, but I still bring up the difference in excitement. Anyway, Sam Greenwood in it. Yeah, yeah. It's a fair verb. So then obviously we did manage to hold out. Fark shakes hands with and this is really disrespectful of me. I had to go onto Plymouth's Wikipedia page. His name is Stephen Schumacher. The manager of Plymouth's name is Stephen Schumacher. And yeah, that does make me sound like an arsehole and elitist and stuff. And I am an arsehole and I'm a bit elitist when it comes to my foot. No, but seriously. He's obviously doing a good job there because they're not in our bottom three conversation. Every week we pull up this table, which we're going to do at some point, and go, Sheffield Wednesday are crap, Rotherham not doing well, and there's usually another one. It's usually the same QPR. It's usually the same three that we're like terrible, definitely sort of thing. And they're never in the conversation. So he's obviously doing something right. Respects to the Green Army, impressed there, brought all of their town on tour. Well, that's interesting you say that because I actually have it here. They filled the away corner that we give to the away. Well, they get that half of the stand, don't they? But they filled it, and I know you go think like, oh, why is it relevant? They filled it. It's like, well, because that's like a 12-hour journey for them, there and back, sort of thing. I could be exaggerating it. I don't know. You know what I mean, though. And they're one of the few teams that actually sell out the away allocation at Leeds. So congratulations to them. Like your loyalty, always admired. And yeah. So Ben Waine isn't Jewish or a Muslim. I've no idea. Schumacher, Cobblers Tom. Schumacher's still in a coma, isn't he? I thought he was at Ellen Road yesterday. No, seriously, I don't. Probably. I do suspect that Michael Schumacher's not going to race in Formula One again, though. Too soon. Okay. Dog botherers have filled it beside Plymouth. And yeah, but the dog botherers are like they just have to pull out of their dogs and then like get on the bus. Like, is that too far as well? Sorry, Ralph. Oh, no, that's his brother, isn't it? Everyone's like, oh, let's see if he's every good as bit as his brother. Well, put him in a car that's just as fast and you'll find out. Not that I'm an expert on Formula One. Anyway, is he really even alive? I say that about myself a lot, but oh wait, it's a different type of show. Hello, BX Gunner, welcome to the show. 20 minutes from town is a taxi ride compared to Green Army. Yes, exactly. But yeah, so basically the only teams that have filled it this far is basically the local rival and Plymouth. It should be said though that we do have like the most expensive away ticket in the championship, and I'm sure we do. And it's basically saying to the other teams, come pay a lot to watch your team get slaughtered. Is that too harsh? Although to be fair to the non-Leeds fans that are generous enough with their time to watch this, should be clear, we have got a reciprocal pricing structure where basically if that team offers Leeds a certain price, a reduced price, to be clear, we then offer them that exact same price. But some teams have only reduced it by £1. And then we're like, well, no, that's not, you're not giving us anything in that situation. I don't know if I'm telling that exactly right, but I think that's basically what our ownership said. Because I think one team tried to drop £1 off of the price, or I think it was Sheffield Wednesday tried to drop £5 off the price or something like that. And it was like, but you're giving us nothing, but then complaining about our ticket prices. So anyway. Big up Ty. Oh, Ty Hussein's in here. My favourite teapot. Welcome. Hello. How are you, young man? Good to see you. Arsenal always usually little clubs we fuck up on. Yeah. That's fair, actually. I mean, this is the rare situation where we've not actually lost at home this season. Because how often do we say that? It's like 2 draws and 6 wins thus far, isn't it? Or no, 3 draws. 6. Yeah, 3 draws. 6, something like that. Anyway. Hello, Sam. Speak above 23 cup finals. Yep. Also, I'll bring this up because I don't know these people all, so I just stole a screenshot from their thing. But basically, there's a YouTube channel called The Green Fever, and this was the moment they scored against us. And the amusing thing about this is the lad that he is actually streaming with, about 10 seconds before this, turned around and said, "I'm going to the toilet. I bet we might score during that." And they did score while he was on the shitter. Credit to him, to his magical shit. And he also, I did check, he did then make the joke of, his mate then made the joke of, fuck off back outside so he can score again. So, again, fair play to the Green Fever. And what they got? 467 subscribers. I don't actually know what that's about, but well done. More than I got. Taib, you knob jockey. That's Sam Greenwood. I don't think you're knob. I think you're much worse than knob jockey. No. Leeds going strong. Defo getting promoted, Tom. Hopefully. But you'll see we've got a rather large obstacle in front of us. And I don't mean Big Sam's gut. Sam Allardyce's gut. I don't know why I'm ripping Sam Allardyce. He ain't why we went down. Can that Pilgrim predict lottery numbers too? Did hope that. I didn't know Lex Luthor is a Plymouth Argyle fan. It takes all sorts, Sam. Takes all sorts. Lucky plot. Yeah. To be fair though, from what I saw, before they scored, the guy was in between the time that the guy went for his shit and the mate sat there, he literally turns around and says, "Can we at least just get a goal here?" Because to be fair to Plymouth, they did not sit back and basically try and soak in a Leeds, like we forced them to sit back. It wasn't like they set up in that way. I mean, they expected it. You get what I mean? Like they had chances where they should have scored and things like this. Obviously, I think we played really well. I don't like that we didn't punish them more in the second half. It had the energy of we think we've already sewn this up, but at 2-0 you haven't. At 2-0, I can afford to sit in this chair and be relaxed about Saturday's work done. They cannot, and they shouldn't. And that will come back to bite them at some point, unless they score again and again and again. I'll say hello to Taib. Tom, do you think Nonto will leave you lot? He was linked away during the summer. Do you feel blow to Leeds? It'll be a blow to us in the context that he is a strong player, especially at this level. But the thing is, he's been kept out of the team. Daniel James has scored. Somerville, for example, won the Championship Player of the Month. And then Daniel James has scored something like 4 goals in 3 games, something like that off the top of my head. But basically, it feels like every week we're sitting here going, Dan James scored, Somerville scored, Dan James assisted a Somerville goal, Dan James scored, Somerville assist or whatever. And so basically what that means is you've got Wilfried Gnonto sat on the bench going like, I tried to get out of here. I thought I was too good for the Championship. I was too good to be at this club. And now I can't even get a fucking game. Well, maybe if you'd have played those fucking games while you was on, instead of going on strike, you'd have made yourself indispensable. But you didn't, you little prick. Excuse me. Sorry, it was rude of me. Rude of me. Still Leeds, I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. Anyway, hi Russ, long time no see. I saw you yesterday. 24 hours can be a long time, Russ. Never know. Cool beans, bro. So, that being said, I'd like to do sponsored by Director John, of course. Oh, hang on. No. Forget that. Pick the wrong one. So, what did we make of that? Let's see what the stats say. See, like, Plymouth had their 9 shots. Like, it weren't like they didn't purposely sat back. They were sat back because we made it, so they had to. But to be fair to them, I mean, I think we're well worth our win. But they are by no means the worst team to have come to us this season. I like to think we're always fair when we say things about other teams. But as you can see, like, I think we're well worth our win. I was thrilled to see Firpo back because he's obviously a personal favourite of mine. Should have scored more. Plymouth are garbage. Well, it's not my opinion. That's the opinion of Taib Hussein, Plymouth fans. I don't know his Twitter, so I can't tell you to harass him or anything like that. But search Taib Hussein on Twitter and just harass whoever comes up there. No, not really. I'm joking. Anyway, although it would be funny if it did turn out it was the same Taib, wouldn't it, Taib? Probably not funny for you, but I'd find it hilarious if you told me that. Anyway. So. The matches of the weekend then, obviously, on Friday night, Preston won at Blackburn. Unfortunately for us, Southampton did get a late goal against West Brom. Oh, that's handy. Enjoyed that. Millwall absolutely murdered Sheffield Wednesday, which the scoreline is surprising, but the fact they beat them is not. What was surprising was our very own Sam Greenwood scored a free kick all the way from his chair to, or as we at Leeds call him, Agent Greenwood, has done us a favour. Middlesbrough are doing well. We really should keep an eye on that. I do, as Ian Pincushion has quite rightly laughed at. You brought in Wayne Rooney when your team were 5th / I think they dropped to 6th the day they actually announced it. But basically, they sacked the manager when they were sat in 5th, and he's then proceeded to lose 4 out of 5 games. And in the game that he did not lose, he was 2-0 up and drew 2-2. So it annoys me more that we haven't got to play them twice. Because we played them when they were doing okay-ish. And obviously we were going through the turmoil with like half the team trying to get out of the club. But anyway. Rooney has the touch of death, the Grim Reaper manager of football. I agree. Do you know my actual genuine feelings on Wayne Rooney as a football manager? He strikes me as very Glenn Hoddle-ish. I don't know if this will make sense, but a thing Glenn Hoddle once said in an interview was he used to get frustrated as a manager because in training he would do a drill or an exercise, and obviously Glenn Hoddle was a very good professional footballer, but then he's asking players that are not as good at football as he is to do something which to him is second nature / really easy. So he would get really annoyed by the fact of, why can't you just do the drill that I'm... And I think that carries over a bit. Like, there are certain footballers who just think that because football's really easy to them, you can do what he tells you to do, but you can't do what he tells you because you're not as good at it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I genuinely feel like Rooney has a bit of that about him. like he's got Birmingham. You've brought Rooney in like a month after the transfer window shut. You've now got Wayne Rooney trying to do. He's basically got Birmingham trying to play a bit like your Leeds and Leicester's play with like on the front foot. Because with respect, we've spent the money and have the players that can do it. Whereas he's got players that ain't fit enough to press the ball for a start. So, like the reason they didn't beat Ipswich because their players were too tired in the last 10 minutes and conceded twice, which did me no favours. But anyway. Obviously, Ipswich won again because Swansea decided that it was their turn for their defence to part like the Red Sea. Oh, look who it is. I brought up the scores and Stefan, the Ipswich fan. No, seriously, welcome, Stefan. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Russ Morgan with Rooney is appointing Eileen Drury. That's a name I've not heard in. That's got to be 25 years at this point. Do you remember when she was like one of the most famous people in England because she was always on the news because of Glenn? Obviously, I know he's brought it up because I brought up Glenn Hoddle, but that's a name I've not heard in a long time. Does Rooney use mediums? Yeah. You're all along the same lines. I should have known. Sammy Scuzzbucket, Russ. Stefan, welcome you, Jizz Puppet. Yeah, fun and games, yeah, right. But obviously, so it was really key. What I think is really important to know, and this will sound really silly, and I know like Leicester and Ipswich fans can sit there and be like, yeah, we've got the massive lead. And it's like, yeah, but your lead could have been bigger, or it should have been bigger. As in, Ipswich won because they're class. What do you mean they are? You mean we? You're talking about your team. Anyway. All held the greatest club in the East. At what point do you say that they're a better club than Norwich? Because I don't know. I'm just going to let him stew on that. Rooney uses medium size. But no, seriously, it is nice to see Norwich not doing as well. Although, to be fair, Norwich did, to Norwich's credit, to be fair to Norwich's credit, they were 2-1 down at Cardiff and they won. So I'll give them that. A few 0-0 games. Watford murdered Rotherham, and Rotherham's next game, I believe, on the Friday night, on just before or the Friday night, the week we come back, they are home to Leeds United. Spoiler, home to Leeds. So naturally, we're going to get the Rotherham have worked on their tactics for 2 weeks and are going to give it their all. I'd love to get the same effort they gave in the Watford game, really, but football don't work like that. Sod's Law don't work like that either. But that's a shame. It's a shame. What else we got in the Championship? Because, oh God, most of these teams it's so Championshipy, and you all know what I mean by when I say Championshipy. QPR versus Bristol City. Do you remember when Bristol QPR had so much money for about 6 months when they were like the don't need Ipswich's life story, Stefan. When QPR had the gun in the boardroom and stuff. How far have they fallen? At what point? 1 FA Cup champions, 1 UEFA Cup, 2 England managers. Yep. I was about to say, what do you want? A medal, but you get about 4 of them, don't you? No, wait, 1, 2. Yeah, you get 3 medals for that. So, QPR on their plastic pitch. So let's have a look at the. What do we usually do this in? We look at the table usually, I believe. Obviously, we start with and feel like it's cliche that I say this every week. We're starting the half that Leeds are not in. So obviously Rotherham, QPR, Sheffield Wednesday bringing up the pack as usual. Huddersfield sailing dangerously close to it. Actually, I didn't realise how close Plymouth were to that, but I suppose that's because they lost at the weekend. But to be fair to Plymouth, they are in the bottom. They are in the bottom half of the bottom half, and they've got a 0 goal difference, which tells me that they score a lot of goals. I believe they scored 6 against Norwich, which probably offsets this. They also concede a lot of goals. It will be soon, sir. It will be soon, sir. Obviously, Norwich are sailing dangerously close to the wind as well. But as you can see in the Championship, one good week. If you get a 2 or 3 win week out of the 3 games, things change very quickly in the Championship. As you will see, like the gap is obviously really big, but if Leicester had beat Leeds and beat, like, the gap would have been 17 points potentially. Obviously, if they'd have won at Middlesbrough as well, but they didn't, so it's now 8. And I'm quite happy with our general trajectory that we are. In theory, you're going to, if we keep winning. If we keep winning and those two basically are not always winning anymore, then in theory we will eventually catch one of them. And it is also important to note, not that our Stork Kips, which is a fixture list, but their Christmas consists of playing Norwich, Leeds at Ellen Road, and Leicester. We'll see how they do. Good luck to them. That's true. Well, seeing Norwich's decline is amusing, admittedly, purely because I'm used to them being like the Manchester City of the Championship. So it's nice that they're not for once. 9 easy points. That's okay. That's okay. You're well within your rights to think that. But as we say, I'm sure Stefan will agree with me. We're now sort of at the point where the top half of the Championship is sort of fanning out a bit. And Jimmy pointing out Leicester lose a good chunk of their squad to AFCON. They lose their better players, I believe, like Ian Acho, Jamie Vardy going to AFCON. No, I'm joking, obviously. It's a tough Christmas, but it could define town season. Exactly right, exactly right. Respect the mentally ill, Tom. Wow. Okay. But like, you know, to be fair, one thing I think we can't rule out is Southampton are creeping up behind us all. Well, no, they're creeping up behind us. Not, you know what I mean. Like, it's not just one team chasing Ipswich and Leicester. It's 3 teams, or 2 teams. Preston are probably, I don't know. Preston will be thrilled with the playoffs, obviously. Sunderland will be thrilled as well, because did they not get promoted last season too? But yeah. But it's funny how I wonder if the old arsehole is going a bit over in Leicester, because they've gone from, we can win 14 out of our first 15 games to, we just lost that one, and then we've lost the next one. So don't get me, they're not going to lose 3 in a row. I don't even know who they're playing next. I don't necessarily care, but let's see if the fixtures. Oh, yeah, I've got one for who they're playing next. So the next round of fixtures is Leicester play Watford at home. Now, I fully expect Leicester to beat Watford. But with the same token, I would have fully expected Leicester to beat Middlesbrough at home. And they didn't. So, for some reason, Ipswich are not on there. I don't know why. Who you got next, Stefan? So that's rude of me. Not Stefan. Who you got next? I'm guessing you're playing on the Sunday. They did look excellent against Rotherham. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I see that they won 5-0. So I think not very often a team wins 5-0 and the team that loses can turn and go, we were a bit unlucky on the balance of play. But anyway. Director John does a lot of good work for us on this show, though, to be fair to him. Up next, we have... So, as you may or may not be aware, we were tabulating our predictions for the show for the month of November. And basically, we're on track still to be actually right with our predictions of 10 points. But realistically, still, we're going to get to Ipswich got West Brom. Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Russ. Yeah. So, as you may have known, me and Ben both predicted that Leeds would draw at Leicester, which, in fairness, at the time would have still been a good result to stop the Leicester train somewhat. But I don't think it's unfair or arrogant for me to assume that we should be beating Rotherham away and should be beating Swansea at home. So, and as we say every week on here, on the prediction list, that actual fella is doing really well. He's getting it right every time. Highlights well worth a watch. And I think this is the time in the show where, I'll tell you what, we'll take that down. Take that down. We are going to... Russ Morgan, please, your question of the week, sir. I'll put it up on the thing. And just quickly, while that's going on, we'll show that our next show will be, because of the international break, we will do a preview of Rotherham versus Leeds United next Sunday, UK at 9 p.m. I believe that makes it 4 Eastern time. Hopefully join us for that. Be good fun. Which means obviously then the week after will be a review of Rotherham versus Leeds United. It is, but the thing with the international break is I get a lot of stuff done that I wouldn't usually because I'm watching football. So, West Brom, Millwall and Cov. Who are the last 5 Middlesbrough players to play for England? I'm going to say Gareth Southgate, Stuart Downing. You go Ekiog. Stefan is also curving. Southgate. Bamford. You know damn well Bamford only has 1 England cap. John Woodgate. He didn't play for England. Why he played for Middlesbrough? No way. Did I get any of them right, Russ? With Ekiog, what did I say? Obviously, I said Southgate, Ekiog, and Stuart Downing. I'm sure he played for Middlesbrough when he was up and coming. Southgate, Downing, and I got 3 of them. Oh, wonderful. Admittedly, I don't know the other 2. Thank you, sir. Bernie Slaven. He did. I believe he played that. He left. He went Palace to Villa, and then I believe he left Villa for Borough. So it would have been early 2000s where he played for Borough. Oh, okay. I was wrong. Woodgate had one cap for England whilst at Borough. He did play for Real Madrid. He actually got sent off and scored an own goal on his debut. He scored an own goal, then got sent off on his debut. And I think they waited a year for him to make that debut because they bought him knowing he was injured. Couldn't care less. So one more. I mean, it must be from the era where they had the red kit and they had the white stripe going around it, because that's usually seems to be where they're in when they were half decent. Yeah, it's always usually a goalkeeper. No, their goalkeeper was Schwarzer though, wasn't it? It was an Aussie. Anyway. Billy the Fish. I don't. Does everyone else give up? Because I'm never going to get this fifth individual. Yes, please enlighten us, Russ. Kelvin Keegan. Very good. Paul Ince. Yeah, they did bring him back from Inter Milan, didn't they? Oh, no. They bought him off Liverpool, who bought him back from Inter Milan. Yeah. Great question, Russ. Great question. Join us next week where we discover what 5 Watford players have played for England. Probably. I'm not actually mocking him, it's just we tend to choose. And genuinely interesting. Yeah, exactly. Bonus point, Gaza did play for England whilst at Borough. Yeah, because that would have been in 1998. I'm sure they bought him from Rangers in 98. I could be wrong, but I'm sure they bought him for their year in the Championship. Anyway. Yeah. I did say Gaza, yeah. Well done to Stefan. So before we go, one for our Leeds fans, with respect. Okay, it would help if I actually picked the right thing. The Mr. Tom question of the week. The Mr. Tom question of the week. Of course, everyone here knows that Dan James scored Leeds United's 6,000th league goal yesterday, which means Joel Piroux scored 6,001 league goal. But you'll never sing that. Who scored Leeds' first goal? First league goal. Sorry, who scored Leeds United's first league goal? I'll give you 40 seconds to say you don't know or Google it. Because I wouldn't know it. Most people wouldn't know it. Why should you know it? Why should you know it, Jimmy? Like, what, just because you support Leeds, you should know who scored the first league goal in 1919? You know what? Fuck it. Sounds right. It's Jabba the Hutt. And if it was a real person, it'd be Albert Tatlock. Leonard Pearce. It made a granddad out of him. Fluffy bum scored a goal. Fluffy bum. Yeah. You know what? I did say that Sam was right with Jabba the Hutt, but I'm sure he would quite happily agree that we're going to give the prize to Taib with Fluffy Bum. Fluffy Bum scored a goal. The answer is Neil Roche in a 5-2 win versus Barnsley on the 24th of November 1919. To which as we always get, Liam Cooper's asking, who the hell's this guy? I believe that's Ben. That's a young Ben. It's a very young Ben. Yeah. So with that, he does look young there. With that, I want to thank you all for turning up with your comments, your banter, your being used, yeah, doing your things. He certainly was. He certainly was. He had that Umbro. The Umbro look, you all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, thank you for that, Sam. So yeah, so join us next week where it'll basically be more of the same, but without any Leeds playing. So yeah, short and sweet. I've been called half of that. Cheers. Not the half you'd want to be called. So yeah, thank you to Russ for also going to the trouble of researching a question for us all, one that obviously people would actually have a chance of knowing somewhat. So thank you for that, sir. Thank you, Stefan, Ian, Scooby D2 was first in it, Anders who's around, and Bix Gunner popped up. Director John, thank you to Director John for doing the honours. The honours of the show. We do love Director John. Basically, every part of this show that you enjoy and like or think looks good was made by him. Nothing to do with me. So, thank you for that. So, with that, I'm going to say goodnight, and don't forget to try out these wonderful shows if you want. Ta-ra.